Hello to you, dear students. In this video, I will explain to you what peer review is and why it is beneficial for you to participate in it. This presentation will be divided into 4 parts. First, we will discuss the basics of this educational method and how it works in practice. We will then explore the benefits you can gain from participating in this type of activity. Then, we will discuss good practices and the mindset to adopt for successful participation in peer review. Finally, we will answer any questions you may have on this topic. We hope that this content will be enriching for you and that it will allow you to derive the maximum possible benefit from this teaching method. Let's start with part 1. What is peer review? Unlike a traditional evaluation where you are evaluated by your teachers, peer evaluation places you in the position of correctors by asking you to evaluate other students and give them constructive feedback. This assessment can focus on hard skills, where you'll be asked to evaluate the work of other students, or soft skills, where you'll be asked to evaluate the interpersonal skills of your teammates as part of a group project, for example. You will be guided by instructions and evaluation criteria defined by the teacher. These criteria can be quantitative and/or qualitative. You'll be asked to award points according to a grid, but also to give feedback, indicating strengths and areas for improvement. Now that we have a better understanding of what peer review is, let's take a look at how it can help you in your learning process. Peer review encourages you to examine the work of your peers, stimulating your critical thinking and helping you to structure your thoughts by identifying strengths and areas for improvement while providing constructive feedback. In the professional world, evaluation and feedback skills are essential, especially for managerial positions. Knowing how to evaluate the work of colleagues and give constructive feedback is crucial to personal and professional development. By evaluating the work of others, you can discover new approaches and put the work you're evaluating into perspective with your own productions. Receiving different feedbacks increases your chances of fully understanding the concepts covered. Peer assessment is not only good for your learning, but also for your personal development. In particular, it helps you develop self-confidence, interpersonal skills such as empathy and communication, and a sense of responsibility. We've now moved on to the third part, where you'll find out how to participate effectively. The aim of an assessment and feedback is to help the person receiving it to progress. Your assessment must therefore be as fair as possible. To do this, carefully read the criteria defined by the teacher so as to complete them correctly. Kindness means giving feedback in a positive and encouraging way, even when it's critical. It helps maintain a constructive and motivating atmosphere. Let's take a look at how to give relevant feedback. Giving feedback is a valuable skill that can help your peers improve their work while strengthening your own analytical and communication skills. Be specific. Clearly identify what's working well and what can be improved. Be constructive. Formulate your comments in such a way as to encourage rather than demoralize, and don't be afraid to suggest solutions. Use respectful language. Emphasize strengths before mentioning areas for improvement. Avoid aggressive or condescending language. I'm now going to show you some examples of good and bad feedback. Let's start for the good with this one. The thesis of your introduction is very clear and well defined. However, the second paragraph could be improved by adding more detail and examples to illustrate your points. This feedback is precise, proposes solutions, and remains constructive by highlighting what works well before suggesting improvements. Let's look at a second. Your use of sources is excellent and well integrated into the text. However, some sections lack clarity. For example, in the conclusion, you could summarize key points to strengthen your final argument. The feedback is balanced, based on concrete facts, and suggests an area for improvement. Let's look at some examples of irrelevant feedback. The topic is poorly handled and not qualitative. What's more, it doesn't respond to the instructions. This feedback is non-constructive and doesn't enable the recipient to identify his or her strengths and areas for improvement. Here's a second. Good work. Some parts can be improved. This feedback is vague and provides no useful or specific information to help improve the work. Now let's take a look at how to receive feedback. Adopt an open attitude. When you receive feedback from a colleague, read it carefully through to the end. This shows that you respect their point of view and are willing to consider their suggestions. Avoid defensive reactions. Even though some comments can be difficult to receive, try to see feedback as an opportunity for improvement, not as a personal attack. Take time to reflect on the feedback you receive. Consider the points raised and how they can help improve your work. Receiving and incorporating feedback helps you to hone your skills and produce better quality work. Be professional. In a career, the ability to act on feedback demonstrates your commitment to continuous improvement and your flexibility, qualities highly valued by employers. Showing that you can accept criticism constructively enhances your ability to work as part of a team. Here we are in the final section where we'll answer some questions you might have. What are the advantages of receiving feedback from my peers as opposed to my teacher? Peers offer a variety of perspectives. Feedback from your peers can often be more detailed and frequent, and phrased in different ways, offering opportunities for continuous improvement. Am I legitimate to evaluate my peers? Yes, you are, because peer review is based on a diversity of perspectives. Each student brings a unique perspective that can be invaluable. What should I do if I disagree with a peer's assessment of my work? Start by analyzing the comments objectively. If you still disagree, discuss it with the teacher for clarification and his or her point of view. How can I ensure that my own work is assessed fairly and impartially by my peers? Your work will be assessed according to a criterion-based grid that leaves little room for subjectivity. What's more, your teacher has access to all the feedback and assessments exchanged and can modify them if necessary. How can I deal with the stress and anxiety of peer review? Adopt an open, positive attitude. See feedback as a learning opportunity. Focus on the constructive aspects of feedback and use it to improve your work. If feedback is difficult, step back and ask for clarification if necessary. We've come to the end of this preparation for peer review and hope that it has been enriching and that you have a better understanding of the subtleties of this pedagogy. On behalf of the entire Challenge Me team, we wish you every success in your career.